Study, reflect, and listen to the Lord. Let Him direct your steps. That's how you treasure each day. Welcome to Nation Station. This is a special episode for Armed Forces Day, and today I'm here with my friend Mike James. He's agreed to meet with me and tell us a little bit about what he's been through as a soldier fighting for our military. And met him because him and Wes went to school together at Van Far for what, a year?
A year,
yeah. And he came back to Vandalia after being gone for a while, and so...
A couple days.
Good to have you back. Thank you. So Mike, I just want to, if you don't mind, tell our listeners a little bit about, you said you did 3 tours in Iraq?
I did 4 tours in Iraq.
4 tours in Iraq, okay. And you said hostiles?
I went and did 19 hostile zones in 53 different countries.
And that means active shooting? I mean,
right.
That sounds pretty...
Getting shot at, shooting back, that's a hostile zone.
Wow. Wow. All over that area?
Well,
I know you can't say
some of them I can't say much about, but in total there was nine different countries that was hostile that I went to. Some of them weren't really hostile when I got there, but was before I left. So,
Okay.
So that, you don't always know what you're getting into when you go somewhere.
Right. Wow. I know that you have 2 daughters. I met one of them,
Mm-hmm.
and 2 grandkids, right? And then you've got 2 sons.
Right.
Okay. So, anything you want to say about just being a parent, being a dad? Any advice you got for us who are struggling to be parents?
It's hard because as a military family, I was gone 6, 7, 8, 9 months to a year, 18 months at a time away from them. So, mom's in charge.
Yeah, single parent family is what it felt like.
Right.
Did they live on the base at all?
Most of the time they lived with me
Okay.
on the military bases. When I went to Korea, they went back to Utah, which is where my wife was from.
Okay.
So they spent most of their time moving every 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's...
Are there pros and cons to that? I mean...
they're a lot more adaptive. They're easier to make friends. They're easier to get along with people. And the downfall is they make friends, but they learn how to let go of them. And they don't keep a real long-lasting friendship. So that's a downfall.
I can see that. It'd be hard to stay in touch, isn't it, when you're not around there every day and moving.
Yeah.
And probably those other families were the same way.
Yeah.
They knew they'd know each other for a few years maybe and then move again.
Make a quick friendship,
Yeah.
enjoy it while it's there, and let it go when it's gone.
Well, maybe that's better for all of us if we could do that. Might be, I don't know. And what about being a grandpa? Your grandkids are little right now,
Yeah,
right?
I've got it. Vincent is 4, and Kenneth is 2.
Okay.
And they are a handful.
Active.
Very active, very active.
Awesome. But that's nice that you're close by and you get to see them.
Right.
Good. So can I start with just kind of tell us a little bit about how did you go towards the Army? The Army is the force, the branch you went into,
Yeah,
right?
I'm in
Okay.
the Army.
What led you to take that route, that direction?
I was 16 when I started looking at it, and it's
Okay.
because I did not see a future for myself.
Okay.
And I wanted to get the heck out of Missouri.
Okay. Fair enough.
So in between my junior and senior year, I joined the National Guard in Hannibal.
Okay.
And they sent me to Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri for basic, which was not where I wanted to go.
Okay. Right, you wanted out of Missouri.
I wanted out of Missouri.
That's a stepping stone, I guess.
Right. When I came back, I went out here to Van Far, and still in the military, going to high school, and it had its perks, but it also had its drawbacks. I love to run, so I was in track.
Okay.
I've been in track since about 6th grade, and when I came back from the Army, I went to compete for the track team out here for cross country,
Really?
and they told me I was a professional runner, so I couldn't compete.
Oh my gosh, they disqualified you.
They
You were too good. You're going to make everyone
I
else look
wasn't
bad.
that good. I wasn't that good. So in order to keep active and keep doing what I needed to do to keep my physical up, I started helping the girls track team, training them on how to run
nice.
and motivating them. And that's how I spent my senior year here, was just doing what I could.
Well, that's awesome. I did not know that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I was something else in my last year.
Yeah? Girls were all probably chasing after you, huh?
Not really.
That's not on my note cards, by the way.
Not really. I knew I was leaving.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
as soon as I graduated, I was gone.
Yeah.
So I didn't try to.
Buying your time.
Yeah, I didn't try to start a relationship that I knew wasn't going to go anywhere.
Right. Well, my junior year, I wanted to join the Peace Corps.
Yeah.
Just for the same kind of reason. I wanted out of everything. I wanted away from my family. I didn't have any interest in getting married or anything. So anyway, well, God had a different plan, obviously, because I didn't do that. But I did check into it. Obviously, yours did, and you went after basic. Where did you go?
I went to Fort Lee, Virginia for AIT. That was my first AIT. When I was at AIT, I got voluntold, which is the military's way of saying you're going to do this.
Okay.
To go to Fort McClellan, Alabama, for my second AIT, which was an MP.
Okay.
And
that's military police.
Military police, right? And while I was there, after I completed it, I went to sniper school, which changed my life forever.
Now you're getting into specialty services this way, right?
Right.
Okay.
I was a military police officer with sniper training, so that made me a little bit more unique. Mm-hmm. And from there, I went to Germany for 3 years.
Okay.
Germany's a blast, but not a place I want to stay.
Yeah.
As a young kid.
So were you married at this time?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't get married until I came back to Iraq the first time. Okay. Well, I say Iraq, we wasn't officially in Iraq. Desert Shield, Desert Storm, we was in Kuwait.
Okay.
But when I left Desert Shield, Desert Storm, I went back to Germany for a month, and then I got transferred to Fort Knox, Kentucky, which is where I met my first wife.
Okay.
And started a family, which is a lot different than the military.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's unique. It makes you value what you have at home a lot more. Gives you something to think about. My first wife really didn't want me in the service, but she didn't want me out of the service.
Okay.
She didn't want me gone, but she liked the dependability of the military.
Yeah.
So.
A lot of perks to it, isn't it?
Yep. And then when my oldest daughter was 2 years old, they sent me to Korea for the first time. And when I came back from there, my wife told me I was getting out.
Right.
So we was finishing out my tour at Fort Carson, Colorado, and I was going to get out, and that's when she passed away. So I was left with 2 girls to try to raise. I got out of the service, but I didn't. Well, I got out of active duty and went back to guard in Utah.
Okay.
And spent a couple years in Utah raising girls. Found my second wife and talked her into joining the military again.
She let you, or she also joined?
No,
she let you.
It was just me.
Okay.
But it's a life I missed.
Yeah.
It takes a special kind of stupid to be in the military.
A special kind of stupid.
It's very demanding physically and mentally, but the stress levels, you miss them. I mean,
Really?
there's nothing like
an adrenaline rush, really, an addiction, probably. Like, I know, which I don't mean to compare it at all, but Grace, my daughter, runs barrel races. And they've said that is an adrenaline rush you get when you run. And so I think there are different highs that we get from doing different jobs, and that must have been one that you felt you were probably really good at and you missed, and I think we all want that. All right. Thank you so much for joining us. Stay tuned for more from Nation Station.